syllabus. You'll get to know, like, the first part deals with human resource planning, second part deals with job analysis and things related to job, third part deals with recruitment and selection. So we'll start with human resource planning today. As you have seen, like, human and resource, both of them are two different terms, but then both of them signify potentials, ability, capacities, skills, and that has to be continuously developed in the organizational setting through continuous interaction. When I say continuous interaction, the interactions, the interrelationships and activities that are performed, and they contribute in some way or the other in the development of the human potential, that too in the organizational setting. Now, when I say organizational setting, it basically means in the inside the organization, or when you are working at the workplace. Organizational productivity, growth of companies, economic development, all of them are leading to a positive growth, or all of them leading to a positive aspect where the companies are growing, and to a very large extent, everything this organizational productivity, growth, and economic depends on the effective utilization of the human capacities. Effective utilization of the human capacities. Now, it is very essential for organizations. It is very essential for it is very essential for organizations to take effective steps and utilizing these resources, like at the various stages of growth, both of an employee as well as an organization. In the various stages of growth, it is very essential that effective planning of those human resources has been made, so that whatever job that has been found in the job, or whatever requirement of the job that has been found out, the individual should be matching with the requirement of the job. Now, as we talk about, these are the learning outcomes. Okay, as we talk about human resource planning, what basically it means, like, in hiring members to organization, it is very vital to decide on the requirements that need to be filled. Like, it is very essential how much of the people are we going to recruit. Like, in other terms, it is about deciding on what the organization is looking for individuals and recruiting them for various positions. When I say what the organization is looking for individual, it basically means what skill, what ability, what attitude is that organization looking for while recruiting the people in the different position. Now, HR planning determines the human resource needs of the whole enterprise and its every department for a given future period for various operations envisaged in connection with accomplishment of organizational objectives and goals. So what does HR planning does? This HR planning actually determines that what will be the requirement of how much will be the requirement of human resource. It actually plans the requirement of human resource for the whole organization as well as for every department, depending on what are the future requirements. Like, if there are future projects that will be coming up, if the company is going for an expansion, or if it is going to acquire a new company, so what exactly what ability, what skill it would be requiring for the future workforce. So HR planning basically plans on determining what the future workforce will be, what will be the future job requirements, and how that both of them has to be matched so that the organizational objectives and goals are achieved. Now we define HR planning. HR planning has been defined by a very famous. There are people joining. No, they have joined. HR planning has been defined by one of the very good, one of the good sociologists. His name is Filippo. Please remember, his name is Filippo. This is a very important, kind of definition. Ye definition itself is the meaning of HR planning. So what does he says? He says, like, that I will be giving you, but then still I'm telling you. He says, like, it is a process by which an organization should move from its current manpower position to its desired manpower position. A process by which an organization should move from its current manpower position to its desired manpower position through planning, management, Through planning, the management strives to have the right number and right kind of people at the right places and at the right time, doing things which result in both the organization and individual receiving maximum long run benefit. Whatever I told you in a layman's language of human resource planning, he has given it in a very better way, which he says like it is a process in which the organization should move from its current manpower position, whatever current manpower position it has, whatever current number of employees it has, to its desired manpower position. Desired manpower position matlab, if it is getting, if it is in an expansion mode, or if it is predicting that there will be a future requirement. So a process in which the organization move from its current manpower position to its desired manpower position. Through planning, the management strives, or through planning, the management aims to have the right number of people and right kind of people at the right places and at the right time, so that when they are matched together, the right kind of people are matched with the right kind of job, so that the result will be as such that the organization as well as the individual who is doing the job receive a maximum long-term benefit. This human resource planning is actually a first step of human HRM. Human resource planning is actually a first step of HRM. In this human resource planning, that the organization ensures that the right people are inside the organization and they are assigned with the right job, so that they are efficiently completing those tasks that will help the organization. They are efficiently completing those tasks that will help the organization in achieving its objectives. Okay. And this HR planning is also known as manpower planning. It is also known as employment planning. It is also known as labor planning. It is also known as personnel planning. I repeat again, human resource planning is also known by other names such as manpower planning, employment planning, labor planning, personnel planning. Now, when we talk about HRP or human resource planning, it is nothing but a very subsystem of total organizational planning. जब organizational planning की बात करते हैं, HRP is just a subsystem of the organizational planning. HR planning is actually one word that is derived from the organizational planning, just as different department do production planning, just as the marketing department do sales planning, just as the materials department do material planning. Similarly, the HR department does an HR planning. So these are the two definitions that has been given, but the most important is of Filippo that I had told to you. Now, what are the characteristics of HR planning? HR plan must include HR needs in light of the organizational goals and objectives. Of course, HR plan must include the HR needs in light of the organizational goals and objectives. In light of organizational goals and objectives, what is the future requirement, or how the organization is planning to go forward in the future. HR plan must be directed towards a well-defined objective. Well-defined objectives in term like it has to be, the job requirement has to be properly defined. The job itself has to be properly defined, and accordingly how we are going to put that candidate in the job, or what is expected of that candidate in the job, that must be clearly defined. That is what it is said, like HR plan must be directed towards a well-defined objectives. HR plan must ensure that the right kind of people and the right number of people at the right time are doing work for which they are economically most useful. It means that whoever is in that job, whoever is like, if you are putting the right kind of people at the right place, then you are also compensating them economically. That kind of job which they are performing, they are getting the required compensation from the company. HR plan should pave the way for an efficient motivational HR plan should pave the way for an effective motivational process. Why are so many people joining? Yeah, HR plan should pave the way for an effective motivational process. Motivational process in the term like it is very like it is a very motivation. It is a very motivational way of listening that companies are recruiting. I don't know how many of you have known, like yesterday there was a news like some of the major IT companies are looking to slash the job by 2022. Like somewhat around 3 lakhs of jobs would be reduced by 2022. Some of the major IT companies, including Infosys, TCS, Wipro, all of them are working right now. They are HR planning has been done, and they are planning that around 3 lakhs job will be reduced by 2022. This is not a This is not a good news. But when you hear that by 2022, certain number of candidates would be absorbed in a company, or such kind of companies will be going for a recruitment process, that is a motivational process. That is how it says like HR plan should pave the way for an effective motivational plan. HR plan should take into consideration the periodic developments that take place and should be accordingly extended to meet the requirements. A very small example will be during the pandemic, during the last 2 months, there was a study that has been conducted in Pune only. It said like, it was a study conducted by Swiggy actually. It said like many of the hotels were saying, many of the hotels has reported that there has been a huge demand for food, but then they are meeting a like the supply for the workers or supply the cooks or the chefs in the hotels was in shortage. As a result, they were cooks or chefs or whatever people who are required in that hotel. It was a shortage due to that pandemic. People were not able to come and people were suffering. So in that way, they had to reduce the number of dishes in the menu. So this is what HR planning, like a very small example of HR planning, it will be like it should take into consideration the periodic developments and that take place and should be accordingly extended to meet the requirements. Your competitor has launched a new product, you will be under the pressure of launching a new product. So you have to take into consideration that in a certain period of time you are also going to launch a new product. So what are the people who would be required in that project? So it should take into consideration whatever periodic developments, whatever short-term developments that are happening, and it should always be ready to extend. There should be always people ready who could be moved towards that project, or who could be moved towards attaining that short-term goal. Adequate flexibility must be maintained to suit the changing needs of the organization. Adequate flexibility in terms like there should be enough people in hand, like whenever there is a surge in demand, or whenever there is a surge in demand, or whenever there is no demand itself, people should be there in the organization. There should be flexibility in the organization. That is why in IT companies, when they do not have projects, they have people on the bench. They immediately do not take them out. Like in the bench, they will be absorbed in other projects. So this was the characteristics of HR planning. Why do we need HR planning? I'll just go to the points actually. The need for HR planning. Some needs are like assessing the future personal needs. Foundation, it serves as a foundation for other HRM functions. Coping with the change. Investment perspective. Let's go one by one, like what this means. So first I say like assessing of the future personal needs, whether there is a surplus of labor, or whether there is a shortage of labor. It actually gives a picture of defective planning in the organization. Like in number of organizations, especially in the public sector units. Are you people aware about what public sector units are? आप लोगों को पता है ना what public sector units are? पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिट्स क्या होता है, आपको पता है ना? पब्लिक सेक्टर कंपनीज कौन होते हैं? I'm asking you a question. Are you people aware of like what public sector units are? अरे आप लोगों को पता है ना पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिट्स किसको बोला जाता है? Your BSNL is a public sector unit. Is my voice audible to you? Are you people there listening?
Yes, ma'am.
तो मैं जब पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिट्स का बात पूछ रही हूँ तभी रेस्पॉन्ड करो ना. So there are public sector units in India which are facing a problem of surplus labor. वहाँ पे जितना लोग होना चाहिए उससे ज़्यादा लोग हैं. So what they are doing is they are coming up with VRS scheme, voluntary retirement scheme, so that the surplus laborers will be eliminated. Okay, so when the surplus labor will be eliminated, it is a better way of planning about these employees, the remaining employees, whoever will be remain, it will be a better way of planning them. And through this human resource planning, the employment plan that would be given in the organization will ensure that there is a proper number and there is a proper type of personnel who are present in the organization. Second is foundation for other HRM functions. HRP is actually the founding step for all HRM function, and it is a founding step for organizational planning. HRP provides some of the essential information and that are needed for HRM functions. Like HRP gives exactly what is the number of people there are in the organization, what kind of knowledge, what kind of skills, what kind of abilities that are present in the people, and on the basis of those data, on the basis of those information, certain HRM functions like recruitment, selection, training and development, promotions takes place. Third is coping with changes. Coping with change. Change matlab changes in the business environment are basically like competition, new technology, government guidelines, global market expansion, and this all of this bring changes in the nature of the job. This means like there is a change in the demand. Once these changes are incorporated, it means like there will be a change in the pattern of there is a change in the demand for personnel. There will be a, excuse me, there will be a change in the content of that job. There will be a change in the qualification. There will be a change in the experience that is needed to do that job. So your human resource planning helps organization in adjusting to those new changes. Next is investment perspective. Investment perspective is no, as a today's management, they have a changed mindset. Like they plan on, or they see that investment in human resources is actually a better concept, and it will give a long run success for an organization. Now human assets can increase in value as opposed to your physical assets. आपके जो physical assets हैं, those will only grow when human have control over it. So if you are increasing the human assets, the human assets can increase in value as opposed to those physical assets. So HRP is considered as an important for proper planning of the future requirement of employees. So expansion and diversification plans. Expansion and diversification, as I've said earlier, like due to any expansion or due to any diversification drives that organization goes into, more employees are actually needed at various levels. So once we do a proper HRP, once we do a proper human resource planning, an organization actually comes to know about the exact requirement of personnel, or it comes to know about the exact requirement of people, and it can plan accordingly as per its future plans. Employee turnover. Every organization like companies like Infosys also, they have a high rate of turnover. Like every organization, they have to suffer this turnover process. There is some organizations where there is a high turnover of labor, and there are some organizations where there is a small turnover of labor. Sometime like in the private sector, for example, companies like IT, there was a high turnover, and because there were these young graduates who were joining, they used to switch their job like say every 1 year, every 6 months, as and when they get a hike. So this manpower planning must be done accordingly, so that whenever there is such kind of turnover happens in the company, the company would be able to they would be able to compensate, or they would be able to have the extra candidates, or they would be having the required go to recruitment and hiring process, so that immediately they can keep the employees over, they can keep the employees over there. Then conformity with the government guidelines. When it comes to government guidelines, like there is a weaker section in the society, and Indian government has prescribed some of the norms for the organizations to follow. For example, like a certain posts are reserved for physically handicapped, a certain posts are reserved for ex-servicemen. Okay, so while planning for fresh recruitment, or when planning for candidates, or when planning for taking a recruitment drive, the HR must take into consideration the government guidelines, like where they are going to, a certain number of posts are reserved for women candidates. So appropriate government guidelines has to be followed while doing a human resource planning process. Then there is an international expansion strategies. International expansion strategies is like whenever the organization like under the international human resource management, this HRP is a very challenge process, as like whenever the organization goes outside the country, they have to fill the all the foreign subsidiary positions, all the key position from the country that is expanding into. For example, a country like in a company in India is expanding into Japan, so any kind of key positions that has to be filled at Japan only by the people of Japan only. They could take some of the home country people, but the employees, but then it is not possible to take all the home country people, take recruit among the home country people and take them to Japan. So in order to meet the demands, or in order to put them in the right place, in order that in order like they should understand the market, or in order like they have to recruit, जैसे बोला जाता है ना, on that soil they have to recruit their employees. Like they cannot recruit it from any third country, neither can they take all the employees from their home country. So it is the host country that they have to take into recruitment. So this thing should be considered when it comes to international expansion. Like next is having a highly talented manpower inventory, which every organization keeps. Like with this changing business requirement, with this changing business environment, jobs are also changing and they are becoming more and more challenging, and there is an increasing need for this dynamic and ambitious employees to fill in those positions. So efficient HRP is needed for attracting and retaining, not only attracting but also retaining the well qualified, highly talented, highly skilled employees. So these are the needs of human resource planning. Next we go to objectives of human resource planning. Okay. This is something which is derived from the needs only. And this is something like which is derived from the characteristics only. So when I say objectives of human resource planning, it is proper assessment of human resources. When I say objectives of human resource planning, it is proper assessment of the human resource needs in future. It is anticipation. It is anticipation of deficient or surplus manpower and taking the corrective action. If it is a deficient manpower, then recruiting more employees. If it is surplus manpower, then reducing the manpower. Third is to create a highly talented workforce in the organization, to protect the weaker sections of the society, to manage the challenge in the organization due to modernization, restructuring, and re-engineering, to facilitate the realization of organization's objective by providing right number and types of personnel. This is all taken from the need and characteristics. To reduce the cost associated with personnel by proper planning, to determine the future skill requirements of the organization, to plan career for individual employee, providing a better view of HR dimensions to top management, and determining the training and development needs of those employees. Okay, this is mostly taken from your characteristics and needs. I repeat again. Next is strategic planning and HR planning. Like there is a difference between the strategic planning and HR planning. When we say HR planning, the starting point of HR planning is the organization's mission and purpose. Like why this organization has existed. What is the aim of this organization? But when we talk about the strategic planning of an organization, it describes the path in which the organization intends to take in achieving the organizational vision. So HR planning mostly, when we say HR planning, it mostly concerns itself with the recruiting of people, or it mostly concerns itself with the how people are going to be in this organization. Like what is this organization and how these people will be matching with this organization. But when it comes to strategic planning is something very it is taken into like it is in a bigger way. Like strategic plans are actually done so that the company's vision, mission, and any kind of long range objectives can be incorporated, or any kind of long range objectives can be put into it. When we talk about strategic plans, they are considered to be a very long period of time, say 5 years and more. But when it comes to human resource planning, it is basically like what this company is like. We are planning for the next 1 year. We know like what are the plans it will be coming up, what what will be the job requirement, how we are going to put the people over there. So this corporate strategic plan and both HR plan are a part of this organizational planning. Like human resource planning is just like your production planning, it is just like your financial planning, it's just like a marketing planning, which is very much like comprehensive, unified, and it is a total part of the corporation. Like human resource manager, it puts the HR manager puts inputs like key areas, what are the environmental constraints, what will be the internal HR capability, what will be the constraints to this capability, what will be the constraints in achieving the corporate strategies, what will be the constraints in achieving these corporate strategies. But when it comes to strategic plans are actually established with the company's vision. It is actually established with the mission, major range, long range objectives, and also the time span. If we are talking about, it is about 5 or more years. Now, when we talk about HR plan, it is like it is just like an operating plan. It covers about 1 year. This is prepared month by month in sufficient detail of like what are the profit, what are the human resources, what is the budget, what will be your cost control. The human resource, when it comes to implementation of strategic plan, the HR plays a major role in it because it is just a part of the strategic plan. The number and the quality of people being employed by the organization, they very much reflect, or they very much resemble the organizational goals and objectives. Whatever organizational goals and objective is, like for example, if there is a long range objectives which they are planning to diversify, so whatever people who have started into, or what of the people who have been employed by the organization, they should also have this future vision. They should also have this the culture should be as such that they are also a part of that expansion, or the culture should be as such that they are also a part of those goals and objectives of the organization. If the HR plan is moving in one direction and the strategic plan is moving in a completely different direction, it is not possible to meet the organizational vision and objectives. And here it is something which is gone wrong, and the HR planning should be done in line with the strategic planning. So that is why it is called as HR planning, and strategic planning is a part of your organizational planning or corporate planning. So there are some of the factors that are affecting your HR plans. When I say factors, they are either external factors or internal factors. When I talk about external factors are government policies of the government, like your labor laws, your IR policies, policies towards reserving certain kind of jobs for the different communities of the society. Then there is a concept called as the son of the soil. It means like you will have to give first preference to the local when you are recruiting. These are some of the factors which are affecting the human resource planning. I repeat again, policies like labor laws, any kind of amendment in the labor laws, like अभी जो amendment हुए हैं, any kind of amendment in the industrial relations policies, any kind of amendment that has been made to the like policy that would be reserving certain jobs for the different communities of the society, those affect the human resource planning. The next one is your level of economic development. Level of economic development actually determines the level of human resource development in the country. Like if a country is highly developed, we expect that the people in the country are well skilled. They are of a high KSS. KSS matlab knowledge, skill, abilities in the people who are working in the country. Thereby, the supply of human resources is also very high. Like there is a very talented pool which is available, and you have to pick from the talented pool, and it is something which will lead to a higher future growth of the country as well as future growth of the organization. But when it is the other way around, if the economic development is low, the level of HRD available in the country will also be low. As a result, the supply will also be low, and as a result, picking the right candidate, planning for the right candidate will be a bit difficult. Next point is your business environment. External business environmental factors that I say, like if there is an depression, and if there is a recession, they have a very high influence on the volume, and they will have a very high influence on the production. Thereby, it also affects your future demand for human resources. It is very wisely said, like today, if you have learned one skill, आज अगर आपने एक skill सीखा है, कल वो skill पूरा ना हो जाएगा, there will be no demand for it. So every time you have to skill and reskill yourself. That is what your external business environment demands. आप आज अगर एक चीज में बहुत अच्छे हो, कल वो चीज आपको काम नहीं आएगा. Then the level of technology determines like what are the human resources required. Today most of the jobs have been switched by automation. With automation there is a very low requirement of the manpower, and but then there is a high requirement of people who are in this automation. Okay, so level of technology determines like what kind of human resources you would be required. Certain international factors like the supply of human resources from various countries. This international factors holds true like IT flow of the IT people to other countries, flow of Indian IT personnel to other countries. Okay, when it comes to manufacturing, Japanese are very good in manufacturing, but then we will not be able to afford the Japanese in our country. So some of the international factors like demand for the resources, demand for the people, and supply of the human resources change. And those are, for example, also if you'll see UAE, United Arab Emirates, they are in a high demand for manpower. But then supply of manpower to that country is very less, except for India. Like there is a mostly India से बहुत लोग वहाँ पे जाते हैं जॉब करने के लिए. They have a high requirement, but then they have a low in that manpower. So that is one international factor that affects your HRP. Then it comes to outsourcing. Outsourcing is like today the availability of these outsourcing facilities, with the required skill, knowledge, they have totally reduced the dependency on human resource planning. Most of the departments are now outsourced. Today, HR department as in itself is outsourced to other to the outsourcing companies. So this outsource phase makes another high factor, which is like externally it affects the human resource planning. Then we talk about the internal factors. In case of internal factors, it is the company policies and strategies. Companies policies and strategies relating to if there is an expansion, if there is a diversification, or if it is an alliance that this company has made with another company. It all depends. It all determines like what will be your HR demand. What will be your HR demand in terms of quality? What will be your HR demand in terms of quantity? Then human resource policies in the company regarding like the quality of human resource, what is the compensation label, what is the quality of work life, how the employees are able to make a work life balance, what are it influences on the human resource plan do affect the HRP in a company. Job analysis is the job description, job specification that determines what kind of employee should be posted on that job. When I say job description, job specification, it is just a way of analyzing that job, but not the person in the job. Then we speak about time horizons. Time horizons are basically like if it is in a very stable competitive environment and it has a very long, it can plan for a long run. But if that company itself is in a very unstable competitive environment, it can only plan for short range. Like there are companies which are existing, but then they do not know like how long they would be existing. There is a high instability in their production. Okay, but then there are companies who are existing and they have a very competitive environment. They are very stable. Then they plan for a long run. Like long run, we are going to expand this. We are going to acquire this client. So this is how they plan for their human resource planning. Then the type and quality of information. Type and quality of information is like any kind of planning process that we do, we need to do it in a very qualitative and we need to do it on accurate information. So when we do human resource planning, we have to be very focus on what are the strategic, what are the organizational, and what are the specific information that we require in determining that the future workforce. Like agar hame aage chal ke we need a certain number of people in a certain category or a certain number of skills, then we have to be very specific, like whether they will be meeting our organizational requirements, whether they will be contributing to our strategic plans, whether there is a specific information required, like who these people are, what are these qualities, what are this qualification, how much they are paid. So this type and quality of information do have an effect on the internal factors of HRP. Then the company's productions and operations policy, company's policy regarding like how much to produce, how much to buy from outside, like what is the final product will be, who will be our competitor, who will be our supplier. So all these things are taken into consideration when we are planning for people. We should understand like what are our company policies will be, what our company's procedure will be, so that we will be able to understand that this product would be requiring this kind of people. The last and the most important thing is your trade unions. There is a high influence of trade unions regarding like what is the number of working hours, what are the recruitment sources, regarding the payment. So all this thing, all these things have an effect on the human resource planning. Now moving to the next slide. HR planning at different labels. Now when we say HR planning at different labels, like different institutions have an impact on this HRP. Different institution matlab whether it is in a national label, whether it is a sector label, whether it is an industry label, or whether it is say unit label, department label, ऐसे करके बहुत institution है जिनका they have their own purpose. Like if you talk about a national label, we see government at the center, they have a plan for HR. They have a plan for the HR at the national level. Like it forecasts like what will be the demand for and what will be the supply of the human resources for the entire nation. That is how our unemployment rate is determined. Employment and unemployment rate is determined. The government itself at the center, it takes into account like what is the education, what is the current education of the like how much people who will be graduating, and what will be the current education system, what will be the current education that the generation will be having. So they keep into account the statistics, and they see like where these people are to be absorbed. Once the people are absorbed, us basis pe they come out with this employment and unemployment data. So when we talk about a national label, the government is at the charge, and at the center also they plan for the demand for and supply of the human resources, and that too for the entire nation. Next we talk about next we talk about your sectoral label. Next, we talk about your sectoral label. When we talk about sectoral label, it is basically particular sector like agricultural sector, like industrial sector, like tertiary sector, where it is projected like based on the government policies, based on the projected output, and based on the operations, what will be your manpower requirement. When we say at the sectoral level, it is like if we talk about the agricultural sector, the government allocates resources to these different sectors. Like एक agricultural sector को एक resource allocate हो जाता है. They like and depending on the priority also, like किस sector को ज़्यादा priority देना चाहिए, उस sector wise they get allotted, and then like उनका जो projected होता है, like manpower requirement projected होता है, that to a certain extent is also based on the government policy. Like we are focusing mainly on industrial sector. Right now we are focusing mainly on industrial sector. कल ही news में आया था like we have to anyhow increase our manufacturing activities. If we are looking for a development of the whole economy, we will be mostly focusing on the industrial sector, and we will be looking for in enhancing our manufacturing sector. So this focus on manufacturing sector is sectoral label of manpower requirement, and as the projected growth has been mentioned, projected output has been mentioned. So by basing of this government policies, certain planning has to be done so that this industrial sector is enhanced. Next is your industry label. Industry label is like particular industry of like cement, particular industry of textiles, particular industry of chemicals. Like manpower requirements for this particular industry is actually predicted, and they are taken into account with the output or the operational label of that particular industry. कितना आउटपुट देते हैं, क्या ऑपरेशनल लेवल है उन लोगों का. लाइक टेक्सटाइल्स दे आर मेनली कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द एक्सपोर्ट. सीमेंट they are mainly contributing to inside और like nation के अंदर ही वो contribute करते हैं. So whether it is they are helping in export or whether they are helping to the inside organizations or inside the country, this industry level projections has to be made. Next one is your unit label. When I say unit label is it covers the estimation of human resource needs of an organization or company. It is basically planned on the basis of whether it is a corporate plan or business plan or organizational plan. ये एक इंडस्ट्री को देखा जाता है. Like if you are talking about Mercedes Benz, it is unit label. If you are talking about Kaladi Lemurs, it is unit label. एक यूनिट का हम देखा जाते हैं और उस यूनिट का ह्यूमन रिसोर्स नीड्स एस्टिमेट किया जाता है एंड उस हिसाब से उनका क्या कॉर्पोरेट प्लान है, क्या बिजनेस प्लान है, उस हिसाब से वो एस्टिमेशन जो किया जाता है उसी में प्लान करके भरा जाता है. Next is your department label. Department label is it covers the manpower needs of a particular department in a company, like marketing department, HR department, finance department, production department. Then also we have another called as job label. Job label is when the manpower needs of a particular job family within the department. Like if you are looking for a mechanical engineer, we are looking for a slightly enhanced feature, somebody who has done design in mechanical. Okay. तो वो जॉब लेवल रिक्वायरमेंट हो जाता है. यू आर नॉट लुकिंग फॉर like if you are looking for a mechanical engineer, then it has to be only mechanical engineer. A slightly enhanced version is somebody who is a mechanical engineer plus design, and somebody who is a MTech in that area. उस हिसाब से वो जॉब लेवल में देखा जाता है. लाइक वो जॉब फैमिली पर्टिकुलरली देखा जाता है, जो कि हम आगे चल के पढ़ेंगे व्हाट जॉब फैमिली इज. Then there is another HR planning. There is another label of HR planning. It is called as IT. IT is information technology, and it has hello, yes. हुआ? ये नहीं, आगे आपको नहीं है, मैं सिर्फ आपको बता रही हूँ. आगे आपका नहीं है, मैं आपको सिर्फ बता रही हूँ कि ऐसे हो सकता है बोल के. डिपार्टमेंट लेवल के नीचे एक जॉब लेवल होता है. जॉब लेवल मतलब when it comes to different sections of the job. Other one is your IT label. IT label is on the terms of like whether how expert you are in IT, or if it is a multi-skilled expert you are looking for, and somebody who will be into like human resource requirement and human resource planning का जिसका जो एकदम बेस होता है, और and it has an क्या बोलते हैं, it has a slant towards IT, वो लेबल देखा जाता है. It is not there. ये सिर्फ मैं आपको आगे चल के ऐसा है करके बता दे रही हूँ. Okay, we have covered a major aspect. Shall I proceed or shall I stop it over here? Next is your HR planning process. Let me proceed. Okay, HR. We have talked about like what are HR planning till now. The other aspect we will be talking about how this planning process is happening, or what is the HR plan. How does this planning happens? Before this planning, I like to give you two versions of HR planning, जो कि मैंने slide में डाले नहीं है. But then there are these two versions are there. One is your quantitative dimension. Another one is your qualitative dimension. Okay, quantitative dimension of HR planning is how you are like we are dealing with the numbers. Qualitative is we are dealing with the knowledge skill abilities. Okay, जब quantity of human resources के बात हम करते हैं, there is one thing called as there is a population policy. Population policy is known as like there are factors which contribute to the population policy, like what is the mortality rate, what is the fertility rate, what is the marriage that's happening, and how programs such as health, nutrition, education. ये जो population policy है, like it determines the quantity of the population, number of population. Second is we talk about your population structure. Population structure is your age composition. Age composition मतलब your working age starts from 18 to 60. The supply of labor or age composition of the labor in India, it starts from 18 to 60, but then there are people, there are children who start working from 15, and then there are people who work till 65, 70. सो हम एज कंपोजिशन में देखेंगे कि इकोनॉमिकली एक्टिव पॉपुलेशन कितना है. देन वी टॉक अबाउट दिस मेल फीमेल रेशियो कंपोजिशन ऑफ पॉपुलेशन. मेल फीमेल रेशियो ऑफ पॉपुलेशन इज हाउ मच ऑफ दिस मेल female ratio is there in terms of population growth, in terms of how much these people are contributing towards employment. Then we talk about migration population. Migration population is like when people move from one part of the country to other part in terms of like looking for employment, looking for better opportunities. That is called as migration population. Then we talk about what is the labor force participation. Labor force participation मतलब कितने लोग पढ़ते हैं, like how much of the people who are having a basic educational access, and then how much of these people are getting an access towards a good job which will be contributing to the economic development of the country. सो लेबर फोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन भी हम देखते हैं. लेबर फोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन में भी वो हम ये देखते हैं कि they have to contribute towards any productive economic activity. Like we will not be taking into consideration any kind of students, we will not be taking into consideration any kind of retired people. जो लोग जेल में रहते हैं उन लोगों को भी नहीं लिया जाएगा. जो लोग यू नो मेंटल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में रहते हैं, जो लोग हॉस्पिटल्स में हैं, हॉस्पिटल्स मतलब पेशेंट्स हैं, उनको भी नहीं लिया जाता है लेबर फोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन में. सो दिस इज व्हाट योर क्वांटिटेटिव एस्पेक्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज इज. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट क्वालिटेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज इज द नंबर ऑफ like access towards education and training. No, access towards formal education. Formal education is the education that is imparted through schools and colleges, and then there is an informal education that takes place. Informal education and training is through on the job training. Like you do not have an requisite educational qualification for the job, but once you are in that job you are able to do that job since you have learned it on the job. But then when it comes to formal education, it is actually it basically stresses on your theoretical knowledge, and informal education is something which emphasizes on your practical application of the knowledge. So when we talk about quality of human resources, we also see like whether education and training is of formal type or of informal type. Second is health and nutrition. Health मतलब health status. हम जब हेल्थ स्टेटस देखते हैं कैसे देखा जाता है, वी सी द परचेजिंग पावर ऑफ द पीपल. क्या खरीद सकते हैं, कितना खरीद सकते हैं. देन वी ऑल्सो स्टडी अबाउट द मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल टू द पॉपुलेशन, the public sanitation available, and people's understanding of the health hygiene and nutrition. लोगों को समझ में आता है कि नहीं कि health hygiene nutrition वो health hygiene nutrition समझ में आता है कि नहीं. Like when it comes to nutrition, you should have 3 full meals a day. 3 full meals a day. Then we talk about equal opportunity. Equal opportunities, there is no discrimination. No discrimination on the basis of gender, no discrimination on the basis of religion, no discrimination on the basis of social background. Then we talk about economic discrimination. There should not be any discrimination on the basis of financial position or by the position of wealth by the sections of the workforce. Then we talk about regional discrimination. Regional discrimination is rural urban people का discrimination नहीं होना चाहिए. आप गांव से आए हो, आप शहर से आए हो, ऐसे करके discrimination नहीं होना चाहिए. So this is what your qualitative and quantitative aspects of human resource plan is. When I say it is quantity, it is population policy, population structure, migration, and labor force participation. Okay, quantity aspects basically deals with the number of HR people, number of people available for HR planning. When it comes to qualitative aspects, qualitative is the subjective part. It is the productive power of the human resources that we will be looking for in the qualitative dimensions. So we are basically looking for education and training. We are looking for health and nutrition. We are looking for equal opportunity in terms of no discrimination on the grounds of social discrimination, economic discrimination, and regional discrimination. Okay, now we'll talk about human resource planning process. इसका और भी ये है जो मैंने नहीं लिया है, I guess. Let me check the book. Just a minute. Let me check the book. If I'm missing something.
मैडम ये सब्जेक्ट के लिए बुक का नाम बताना, ऑफिस आपने बताया था।
ये सब्जेक्ट के लिए बुक का नाम,
एक बुक
मैं एक डेनिसी ग्रिफिन सरकार करके एक बुक फॉलो करती हूँ, विच इज लाइक बहुत अच्छा दिया है उसमें। तो ये दिस बुक इज ऑल्सो अवेलेबल इन द लाइब्रेरी। This book is also available in the library, but it's a very nice book actually. Just a minute, just a minute. Okay. I'll take over in the next class. HR planning process में मैं आपका next class से ही ले लूँगी. That is only thing that is left. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm leaving the class now. Any doubts? Anything you need to ask me?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.